Definitely, right? No missing that. I got it. Back there. He's already.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Testing. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Miguel, there we go. Shabbat Shalom. So we are about to begin our Mincha afternoon service in which Noah Cantor will become a bar mitzvah, Chanun Nehemiah, and we're going to invite all of you to participate in this service, fully present. Take a moment just to glance at your cell phone and make sure that it is on silent or off all the way. We're going to open our service with singing of a nigun, which is a melody without words, so everybody can just sing along, warm yourselves up for an afternoon full of prayer and joy. Ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya 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 bat mitzvah is the very first time that they have the privilege of wearing a talit, so I'm going to call Noah up. I'm just going to say a word to you about this beautiful talit and then call up your parents. Come closer. So this talit was given to you by all four of your grandparents, which you are so lucky and blessed to have. And the significance of the talit is these four corners known as tzitzit. And these tzitzit are supposed to remind you of the mitzvot, of your obligation to live a good Jewish life. And in fact, I know you're not going to forget because your Torah portion is called Mishpatim, which is all about rules. And apparently we have a lot of rules in our tradition, 613. So when you wear this talit, I hope you feel the love of your family. I hope you feel the love of your grandparents, your parents, and feel embraced by God as well. And so I'm going to call up your parents to present you with this talit. And now you'll say the blessing that's said before wearing a talit.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehitatef batzitzit.
Amen. And now you'll put it around your son's shoulders for the first time. You can give him a big hug. And we are going to thank God for enabling all of us and all of you to reach this magical day together.
Together. Baruch atah Adonai
invite you now to open up your prayer books to page 220. And Hanun Nehemiah will lead us in prayer, starting with the Ashrei.
We chant the Ashrei responsively. Ashrei yochvei veitecha, od yehalelucha selah.
Ashrei ha'am shekach lo, Ashrei ha'am shadonai Elohav.
Tehillat leDavid, aromimcha Elohai hamelech, va'avarcha shimcha leolam va'ed.
Bechol yom avarchecha, va'ahala shimcha leolam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai umchala meod, veli gdulato ein cheker.
Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha.
Hadar kevod hodecha, v'divrei nifleotecha asicha.
Ve'ezuzorotecha yomeru, u'dak asaprena.
Zecher rav tuvecha yabi'u, v'tzit katecha yiranenu.
Hanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim ugdol chesed.
Tov Adonai lakol, v'rachamav al kol ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevod malchutecha yomeru, ugvuratecha yidaberu.
Lehodia lifnei ha'adam gevurotav, uchvod hador malchuto.
Malchutecha malchut kol olamim, umemshaltecha bechol dor vador.
Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakefufim.
Einei chol elecha yisaberu, ve'ata noten lahem et ochlam be'ito.
Poteach et yadecha, umasbir lechol chayratzon.
Tzadik Adonai bechol derachav, ve'chasid bechol ma'asav.
Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu ve'emet.
Ritzon yirayav ya'aseh, ve'et shavatam yishma ve'yoshi'em.
Shomer Adonai et olavav, ve'et kol hashayim yashmid.
Tehillat Adonai yidaber pi, vivarech kol basar shem kodsho le'olam va'ed. Va'anachnu nevarech ya me'ata va'ad olam. Hallelujah. Please turn to page 224 for the Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'almad yifrach eretei v'yamlich malachutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei lechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala, uv'izman kariv, v'yemeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam u'l'olmei hamayah, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalei, v'yitalal, shemei dekodesha, leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, ve'yemeru.
We turn to page 226 and rise for the Amidah. Adonai, sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Vehanora, Elyon Gomel Hasadim Tovim V'konei Yaakov V'zocher Hazdei Avot Ve'imaho Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magin Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv Harua Umorid Hagashem Mechalkel Hayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Tzomech Noflim Verofei Holim Umatir Asurim Kayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Ba'al Givurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umchayem Umatmiach Yeshua B'ne'eman Ata Lechachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol. We remain standing for the Kiddushah on page 232.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהייך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור,
נגיד לך, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש. לשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד לך, לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד לך, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש. לשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated.
We continue with Kiddushat Hayom on page 234. Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu, ve'imotenu, ritzei, v'imnuchatenu. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest.
Kedushat Hayom, the holiness of this day. So we're supposed to be very freilach on Shabbat and grateful. Here we go. Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha v'ten chelkeinu b'toratecha. Kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha v'ten chelkeinu b'toratecha. Sameinu mituvecha v'samechenu b'shuatecha. Sameinu mituvecha v'samechenu b'shuatecha. Yalai lalai lalai, yalai lalai lalai, yalai lalai lalai, yalai lalai lalai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We continue with the Ritzei prayer on pages 236 and 237. We continue with a prayer of gratitude, Modim Anachnu Lach, on page 238. Modim Anachnu Lach, She'ata Hu Adonai Eloheinu, Ve'Elohei Avotenu, Ve'imotenu Le'olam Va'ed. We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end. O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails. We forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ucha na'eh lehodot. We sing together a prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, page 240.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amecha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
We take a few moments for our own silent reflection. Noah, there's a verse in your Torah portion where God instructs Moses to come up on the mountain. And he says, come up on the mountain, but then he also ends with Veheye Sham, and be there. Not just come up, but be there. And it just reminds me, Noah, so much of that you have been in the moment and there this entire process. And I think all of us here today are really here with you, listening to you lead us in prayer, and you're about to chant Torah, and it's beautiful. And He could be Cantor. That was the family's joke, but I'm going to steal it. Let's face it. So today is the day that he takes his place amongst his peers, amongst his family, to receive words of Torah and to teach them to us. Taking your place in an enduring line, this is the day that you stand up to say, our tradition is mine. You will now read the Torah. It's been passed on to you. It's our law and our story, but each telling is true. It is said we stood at Sinai, and today you know you're there. You're the promise of a people, a blessing and a prayer. Taking your place in a resilient line, this is the day that you stand up to say, our tradition is mine. You will now hold the Torah, forge a link to the past. You're the face of our future and the reason we last. La'alechet b'drachav v'lishmor mitzvotav kol hayamim. May you walk in God's ways, and may all of our days be blessings. It is said we stood at Sinai, and today you know you're there. You're the promise of a people, a blessing and a prayer. You're the promise of a people, a blessing and a prayer.
We now come to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, which is in fact the main event here today when Noah will be called up as a bar mitzvah. I'm going to invite you to turn in your sidurs to page 244 and follow along. And at this point in the service, I'd also like to point out this Shabbat Shalom brochure with this handsome punim on it, this handsome face. If you open it up, you'll see all of the honors that take place at this part in the service. And so if you see your name here, please pay attention so you can accept your honor. And I'm going to ask those who are asked to open the ark for the first ark opening to please come up at this time to open the ark. There is none like you among the gods, Adonai, and there are no deeds like yours. You are sovereign over all worlds, and your dominion is in all generations. Adonai reigns, Adonai has reigned, Adonai will reign forever and ever. Adonai will give strength to our people. Adonai will bless our people with peace. Please rise.
Ki metzion tetzeh Torah, ki metzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah HaTorah, Baruch shenatan Torah HaTorah, le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadol Adonai iti, Uneromema Shemo Yachdav.
Noah, Hanun, Nehemiah. That's a lot of names, and they're all beautiful. Hanun, Nehemiah means gracious one, and Nehemiah means one who brings comfort. So these are beautiful names. This is the Torah the Torah that has been carried from generation to generation so that you would receive it here today. And today we have a very special Torah portion that's yours because, this morning we read the giving of the 10 Commandments, and this afternoon is Mishpatim, the continuation of the giving of the rules and the laws. And our tradition teaches us that every Jew that ever was or ever would be was there at Sinai. That means you were there, and I was there. Do you have any memory of this? No. And that's why we have this bar mitzvah today, because this is essentially your moment at Sinai, the moment when you recognize that the Torah was written for you and that it has been passed down lovingly from generation to generation so that you would receive it here today at your bar mitzvah. So symbolic of that chain of tradition, I'm going to call up your grandparents and your parents to pass this Torah to you.
We are gifts and we are blessing. We are history in song. We are hope and we are healing. We are learning to be strong. The door of Ador, Nagid God Lecha. The door of Ador, we protect this chain.
Yai lai lai.
So you all may be seated. And at this moment of anticipation, we're going to pause and invite Noah's parents and sister to come up to give him some words of blessing and love. Are you first, Chloe? No, last? Okay. When it's your turn, we'll pull that out. Who's first?
Okay, you ready? Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to try not to cry. Before I begin my somewhat long, speech to Noah, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to our friends and family for being here today. As an only child from a small family, I hope that every one of our friends from near and far know how touched we are to have you share this meaningful moment in our lives. Your support means the world to our family. Noah, look around this room. I hope you feel the love your friends have for you, that your family has for you, and how much you've touched so many people in your nearly 13 years. Like me and Daddy, I can see you are well on your way to having a lifetime of wonderful and supportive friends. Thank you also to our parents for their unwavering support. As most of you know, this past year has been difficult for our families, and despite those difficulties, your support has never waned. Thank you also for the beautiful and meaningful talis for Noah. Something from all four of his grandparents is something he will forever treasure. Coco, what can I say about this young lady who has been the most supportive daughter, sister, and party planner extraordinaire? Your support and love for your brother is something that has me beaming with pride on a daily basis. You are really lucky to have each other. Of course, a huge thank you to my patient, supportive, and all-around really wonderful husband, Lauren, for always prioritizing me and our kids, no matter what else may be happening. Thank you for this beautiful life we have built. We love you. And last but certainly not least, thank you to Rabbi Pomerantz, Cantor Siegel, Cantor Nicholson, and Barb Szymanski, and the rest of the TBS clergy and staff for supporting Noah and our family. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, you're doing amazing. It's not easy, but you sure are making it look that way. I went through many iterations of what I wanted to say to you today because you have such a dynamic personality, and you're just so unique that there are so many things to say about you. I decided to start with what today is all about, which is you becoming a Jewish man, and what kind of person you are, and how you will leave your mark on the world. Well, anyone who knows you know that you have been the mayor of Miami Beach since you started here at the Parent-Child program. At a very early age, you not only knew the name of all of your classmates and friends, but also their parents' first names. You always greeted them with either an enthusiastic hi or Shabbat Shalom. You know Rudy well, you knew the late Howard Broad well, and as you forged your path forward here at the temple, you became a friend of Mark Baranek, so much so that he chose you to represent the passing of the Torah for your generation, the age 1 through 10 crowd at the time, at only 5 years old during the Yom Kippur service of Lador Vador. Truly, if I think back, I knew well before you started talking the type of person you would become. Noah, you and I have had a special connection from the start. I know it sounds cliche, but it really does seem like yesterday we were here in this very building celebrating your bris with Rabbi Glickstein. When Daddy and I found out we were having a baby, we decided to be surprised as to whether we were having a boy or a girl, but deep down I always knew you were a boy. In fact, I was so certain you were a boy that some of our friends and family did not think we were being honest about being surprised. I dreamt of you, I pictured you, and I was just so certain that you were a boy that I had a whole list of what Daddy should do the moment you were born to plan your bris. Call the temple, the caterer, the moil, and let's be honest, of course, call a decorator. No matter what I dreamed or imagined before you were born, you have far exceeded anything I could have hoped or dreamed of. From the moment you arrived 9 days late on Valentine's Day in 2010 at nearly 8 pounds, you had a twinkle in your eye. I'm not just saying that because I'm your mom. You truly have captivated everyone's heart, especially mine, from that very first day. First with your adorable face and those chubby thighs, then with your charm, which, believe it or not, was very obvious from the time you were an infant, and then with your passion, quick wit, chatty nature, kindness, sensitivity, generosity, intelligence, and thoughtfulness, traits that are obvious to everyone who meets you. Since that day nearly 13 years ago, You have grown from an infant to a toddler to a young man at bar mitzvah age, and each step of the way, you have remained true to who you are. At 4 months old, when you were hospitalized for several nights with a dangerous infection, your enthusiasm and charm couldn't be dimmed. You flirted with nurses, giggled through machines and medicines, and nothing could diminish that sparkling spirit you had then and still have now. Even at just a few months old, you were a positive influence on others, especially me, as your playful demeanor calmed my nerves. One of my favorite qualities about you, Noah, is that you are always yourself. You don't pretend to be someone else. You are passionate about what you love, the Miami Dolphins. You wear your heart on your sleeve. And like me, you can't watch sad commercials, hate hearing sad stories, but absolutely love what you love and make no secret about it. You have a quiet acknowledgement of what those around you need, whether it's Gaga needing a helping hand to escort her, or Grandpa Jerry needing us to slow our roll as we walk to the Dolphins games. You are sensitive to others' needs. You are a wonderful son, brother, grandson, and friend just by being who you are. You don't try to impress anyone. You love hard. You feel every emotion openly, and it's that passion and emotion that epitomizes you. Over the years, we have watched you use your quick wit, intelligence, charm, and leadership skills, and just that it factor you were born with to master various settings. While you were in pre-K here at the Temple, your passion for the Miami Dolphins was so strong that you taught all of the little boys and girls in your class the Miami Dolphins fight song. Thanks to you, there's a whole new crew of Miami Dolphins fans that share your disappointment year in and year out. And I don't think it's a coincidence that your Torah portion, Mishpat team, talks about how to treat others when we are outside of synagogue and how to welcome the stranger. Remember that nickname of the mayor that you still hold. As I mentioned, it started early on with greetings to everyone you came across, and as you've gotten older, you've continued welcoming the stranger, but in different ways. You've received various recognitions based on your uniquely special personality, everything from most friendly at day camp to the James Johnson Intangibles Award at Miami Heat Camp for being the player that added that special intangible factor, just to name a few. And notably, you've received the Temple Beth Shalom Foundation School Alumni Award for Kindness. Ms. Margie Zeskind picked out a special quote just for you to epitomize your kindness, which is hanging in your room, and in part reads, "Imagine a world where people look out for each other, where we all pay it forward, where success is a measure of our kindness." And even though you received that kindness award several years ago now, it still holds true to who you are today. In speaking to Miss Margie recently, she proudly told me how you continue to say your big hellos and spread your kindness to everyone you come across when you are here. You have welcomed the stranger by standing on the baseball mound in your early years of playing baseball, back when the dads pitched to the kids. You would stand on the mound next to a dad from the opposing team while they pitched to their own team. Well, to no surprise to anyone who knows you, you befriended most dads here on the beach during those years, apparently having some deep and meaningful, not to mention distracting, conversations. To this day, we can't walk through the park without you saying hello to a dad from the coach pitch years. I often have no recollection who they are, but you always do. You have made friends with literally everyone in our section at the Dolphins games. You fist bump, you high five, you cheer and cry along with those strangers who are now your friends. You too have found yourself being a stranger when you went to sleepaway camp for the very first time, all alone on an airplane at just 9 years old without knowing a single other person, something that most adults could not handle. You went from being that stranger to quickly having club brothers and lifelong friends, many of whom are here to celebrate you today. Again, you were a stranger last year in 6th grade when you started a brand new school with just one other boy from elementary school. But you, Noah, with your outgoing, passionate, enthusiastic, friendly, and welcoming personality, quickly found yourself with a large social circle, finishing 6th grade with a packed social schedule that Dad and I sometimes have trouble keeping up with. This year, you became the voice of the Ransom Raiders, which means that, in fact, you know both boys and girls on all the school sports teams and even in the upper school, as well as most of the faculty. Through your announcing, you have found a way to make others feel good about themselves and bring so much joy to the fans in the stands, all while welcoming many strangers. It's almost done. Which leads me to share with you, Noah, that when Daddy and I recently had your parent-teacher conferences, there's one phrase that came up with all 8 of your teachers. It was the phrase positive influence. I was surprised to hear this one consistent theme, so it got me wondering, what does it mean to be a positive influence? And when reviewing my Google sources, here's what I came up with. And I guess those RE teachers know their stuff because these attributes fit you to a T. To be a positive influence, you have to have effective communication, display open-mindedness, be optimistic, be honest, and show humility. That's you, Noah. You demonstrate those qualities day in and day out. Mishpat team talks about all the ways mitzvot can be performed outside of the synagogue in our everyday lives by treating others favorably. The portion focuses on all of the small things we do throughout the day and throughout our lives that are a part of the way we attach ourselves to Judaism. Noah, keep being that positive influence through all of your small acts. Those small acts become who we are and who others see. You do this every day with your warm smile, your big hellos, your humor, your friendliness, and just by always being yourself. Speaking of your positive influence, I know how hard you've worked, not only on your bar mitzvah, but also on your mitzvah projects. You granted 40 Jafco teens 2 nights of Hanukkah presents of their choosing by asking friends and family for help, and what you were short on, you bought with your own money. We delivered the gifts together, toured the amazing Jafco facilities, and you are really moved by what you saw and even more grateful for what you have. Your experience getting to know Lazaro, a survivor of the Holocaust. What? Laszlo, excuse me. I guess you know him better than me. Through the Lions of Judah program takes a lot of dedication by you in an already demanding schedule. I love how devoted you are to every task you face with the determination to succeed. I cannot tell you how proud you've made me because the words just don't exist. All I can tell you is that I just love being your mom. Noah, I wish you an extraordinary life. As you hear me say pretty often, not every day in life is easy. There will be hardships and there will be obstacles. But if every day can feel a little like today, one you approach with kindness and sensitivity, humor and humility, where you continue to be a positive influence with the knowledge that you are surrounded by people who love you and care about you, I know your life will be everything you want it to be. Keep welcoming the stranger, continue on your Jewish path, and stay that positive influence just by being yourself. I couldn't love you more. We are so proud of you. And most important, as I like to remind you, it is most important that you feel proud of yourself, and I sure hope you do. Mazel tov.
What she said. But seriously, Noah, we could not be more proud. From the minute you were born, everyone knew you were special. Looking back now, I'm surprised that you didn't start a conversation with Dr. Bertrand and the team of nurses, giving high fives on your own birth or even providing a friendly critique. That clearly would have been on brand. Noah, you're a wonderful boy and a big personality, a very big personality. This big personality leaves an impression on everyone you meet. Nobody leaves you without understanding that you are a force. Whether at a game, school, a game, camp, a game, a party, or another game, people know Noah Cantor afterwards. You make an indelible impression, and for the right reasons. Your ability to connect with people both young and old is unique, and a gift that I hope that you don't take lightly. This ability, coupled with your natural charisma, Riz for the kids, will enable you to make a positive impact on the world, which I hope you will. The world is yours, Noah. Today is just the beginning, and I hope that you keep high-fiving people, enjoying life, and striving for greatness, because you're on your way. I'll leave you with a quote that I could not fully appreciate until now. I loved you when you were born. I love you now, and I'll always love you. Mazel tov.
Shabbat Shalom. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chloe, and I'm Noah's sister. Noah, Mazel Tov. I figured that I have known Noah for 3,839 days, which means I've known Noah for a pretty long time. All those days, I've looked up to you and admired you. I didn't realize I would soon become a man. Now, for the rest of our days together, my big brother will technically be a man, and while that seems pretty strange and funny to me, I know that as a man, big brother, you will be just as awesome and supported as you've been as a kid, big brother. Noah, I'm so proud of you today. I know how hard you've worked, and I'll miss hearing you practice from the other room and telling me to shush so that you can concentrate. I guess that all that hard work has paid off because you're doing awesome. even though we sometimes argue, there's no better brother than you. You always support me, help me, and make sure I feel safe in my comfortable new surroundings like North Beach or Camp Tawanda. I always felt safe knowing you were along there with me. These last 3,839 days have been pretty amazing having you as a kid, Big Brother, and I can't wait for you to see what the days ahead have in store for you. And me now having a man, Big Brother, I know you will do great things. Mazel tov, I love you. What? What?
So we are now going to put away our prayer books if you want, and take out the big, thick Torah commentaries, which should be under your seat if you want to follow along with Noah as he chants from the Torah. We are going to be starting on page 513, chapter 21, verse 1. And as you've heard, this Torah portion called Mishpatim is actually a little bit of a cosmic joke that Noah got this Torah portion because it's all about rules and law, and both of his parents are attorneys, so he comes by this portion honestly. And it is a continuation of the revelation that began this morning with this morning's Torah portion on Sinai. So you'll be able to follow along if you wish.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah harishona. For the first aliyah, I would like to call up my grandparents, Hedia and Jerry Cantor, to the Torah.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hambara, Baruch Adonai Hambara Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai Hambara Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bacha banu mikol hamim, V'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch Atah Adonai Nosen HaTorah.
Amen. Ve'ele hamishpatim asher tasim livnehem, ki tikne eved ivri shesh shanim ya'avod, uva shavi'it yetze lachoshi hinam, im begapo yavo begapo yetze, im ba'al isha hu ve'yatzea ishto imo.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher matan lanu et Torah v'yamru Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen.
Thank you. You're the man. Awesome.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah hashniya. For the second honor, I would like to call up my grandparents, Donna and Hal Young, to the Torah.
Baruch Hu es Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Im Adonav yiten lo isha וילדה לו בנים או בנות. האישה וילדיה תהיה לאדוניה, והוא יצא בגפו. ואם אמור יאמר העבד, אהבתי את אדוני, את אשתי ואת בניי, לא אצא חופשי. והגישו אדוניו אל האלוהים, והגישו אל הדלת או אל המזוזה, ורצה אדוניו את אוזנו במרצע, ועבדו לעולם.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu v'chayei olam v'zucheinu. Baruch atah Adonai, noseinu Torah.
Give him a hug, please. Thank you so much.
Ya'amdu ha'olim la'aliyah ha'shlishi. For the third honor, I would like to call upon my parents, Lauren and Lauren Cantor, to the Torah. Avi Eliezer ben Yehuda u Teshuva imi Chana vehudit bat Yehetzkel u Devorah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. V'chi yimkor ish et bito le'ama, lo tetzeh ketzeh ha'avadim, imra be'enei Adoneha, asher lo yi'ata v'hefta le'am nochri, lo yimsho le'mochra b'vigdova, ve'im livno ye'adena kemishpat habanot ya'aseh la.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
For the final aliyah, known as the maftir, we're going to turn to page 524 for those of you who are following along. Chapter 24, verse 16. This is Noah's bar mitzvah aliyah, when he is called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. And it's our custom to do it from our Sephardic silver scroll in the ark. So I invite you all to please rise if you're able.
Ya'amod habachur bar hamitzvah v'aliyat haTorah, Chanoch Nehemiah ben Eliezer v'Chana Yehudit, Chazak.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. וישכון כבוד אדוני על הר סיני, ויחסהו הענן 6 ימים. ויקרא אל משה ביום השביעי מתוך הענן, ומראה כבוד אדוני כאש אוכלת בראש ההר לעיני בני ישראל. ויבוא משה בתוך הענן ויעל אל ההר. ויהי משה בהר 40 יום ו40 לילה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורה אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
אמן. מזל טוב. May be seated.
Find page 1.
The Haftarah for Shabbat Shekalim can be found on page 1451. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar bin vi'im tovim, veratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Habocher Batorah Moshe Avdo Yisrael Amo Uvinviei Haemet Vatzedek. Vayomer Yehoash El HaKohanim Kol Kesef HaKodashim Asher Yuva Veit Adonai Kesef Over Ish Kesef Navshot Erko Kol Kesef Asher Ya'ale al Levish Lehavi Beit Adonai Yiku Lahem HaKohanim Ish Me'et Makaro Vehem Yachazeku Et Bedek Habayit Lechol Asher Yimatzei Sham Badek. Our Haftarah continues toward the end at verse 16. Velo Yechashevu Et Hanashim Asher Yitenu Et HaKesef Al Yadam Latet Le'osei Hamelacha Ki Be'emunah Hem Ousim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Tzor Kol Haolamim Tzadik Bechol Hadorot Ha'el Hane'eman Ha'omer Ve'ostei Hamdaber Umkayem Shekol Devarav Emet Vatzedek Al HaTorah Ve'al Ha'avodah Ve'al HaNevi'im Ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusho V'limnucha Lekavod Ultifaret Al Hakol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu modim lach Umvarechim otach Yitbarach Shimcha Befi Kol Chai Tamid Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Good afternoon and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you all for joining, as I cannot imagine today without any of you. My Torah portion is Mishpatim, which can be found in the second book of the Torah, Exodus. In Mishpatim, we are given the laws and told to be kind to the ger, or stranger. We learned that more than being nice to the ger is needed. We have to welcome them into our society. I learned that I should always help people who are not as fortunate as me. This is one of my responsibilities, being a bar mitzvah. To me, being a bar mitzvah means many things, but most importantly, it means stepping up in the world and taking on larger responsibilities. In the future, I will be sure to give people a helping hand, even if I do not know them. I will also be sure to do the little things, as saying hello to people in the hallways or holding the door for them. In honor of my bar mitzvah, I partnered with JAFCO to ensure all 48 members of the teen village got the Hanukkah presents they wanted. I committed to providing all 48 teens with 2 nights' worth of gifts. They chose to receive a mini desk fridge and a blend jet. I asked my friends and family to donate those gifts directly or send me the money to purchase them. Whatever we did not receive from family and friends, I supplemented with my own money. I know how fortunate I am to have parents, grandparents, and extended family who shower me with Hanukkah gifts each year, and I wanted those teens to feel the same love that I do. I am lucky to be taking part in the Lions of Judah program as another part of my bar mitzvah project. I am paired up with a Holocaust survivor named Laszlo Sally, who I will be interviewing in depth next weekend so that I can retell his story to my friends and family for years to come. Born in Hungary, Laszlo had a regular middle-class life, probably like me and my friends, until he got forced out of his home into a crowded Jewish house with many other Jews that was dirty and uncomfortable. They couldn't work, go to school, and they had nothing. He will share with me in more detail the story of his hiding from the Nazis and eventual escape, and I'm looking forward to sharing his story so that the Holocaust never happens again. I appreciate Cantor Siegel, Rabbi Pomerantz, Cantor Nicholson, and Barb Szymanski for helping me prepare for today. To my friends from camp, from North Beach, and Ransom, I would not be the same without you all. Thank you to all my family and friends that I consider family. You guys mean the world to me, and I always tell people my grandparents are special in their own ways, which is completely true. Gaga, you have always helped me with everything in life, and I would not change that for $1 billion. Pops, whenever I need somebody to talk about sports with or throw around the baseball, I know who to call. Thank you for allowing me to drastically react to the Dolphins losing in your house. Grandpa Jerry, the Dolphin games with you have been something I've looked forward to for my entire life, and one of the reasons I fell in love with the team is because of you. Bubby, there's quite literally nobody like my Bubby. You always give me a good laugh when I need it, and your cow French toast is divine. To my sister Chloe, I love you so much, and thank you for being the best little sister I could ask for. You are always supportive, and I am the luckiest brother in the world. To my parents, thank you for putting up with me for the past 13 years. I truly would not be the same person I am today. From our trips to beaches to just everyday life, I honestly cannot imagine my life without you. Thank you for everything. Shabbat Shalom.
Here's the microphone, the hand timer. So Noah, now is the moment I have to bless you. And I just want to say, wow, this was such a great service. And your voice, your spirit, your soul just filled up this whole big sanctuary. You do have a big personality. And I know the Cantor wants you to be Cantor, and your mother called you the mayor, but I want you to be Rabbi Cantor. Okay, so don't forget about that idea. It has been a joy watching you grow up here and really watching your family grow up. You know, like when I first met your parents, there was no you here. And your mother has done extraordinary work for our synagogue on gun violence prevention. And actually, that kind of work is rooted in your Torah portion, this idea of taking care of people, having empathy for people, and making sure you do things to keep people safe. And I know you get that. I mean, it's obvious you get that by your speech and by who you are. So, you know, I was really tickled when you told me about being the sports announcer for Ransom and the way you have taken that so seriously, going to every practice and just being fully present. And the Cantor mentioned that strange passage in your Torah portion, Ale El Hahara Vehayesham, come up to me on the mountain and be there. And, you know, what God was teaching Moses is that you can go all the way up to a mountaintop but be distracted and not be present. But as an announcer, you have to be paying such close attention or you're going to miss the big play in one moment that you look away. So you really have to pay attention and be where you are. We talked about the Dolphins. And I had a very different experience than you growing up in Miami because my Dolphins had a perfect season, which I remember very well. But you did tell me that you really admire the head coach of the Dolphins because of what he's overcome and because of the way he treats his players. And so I have a quote of his that I want to share with you, Mike McDaniels. You're about the things you can affect moving forward and being present. And then I want to add another line from one of my favorite coaches, the former coach of the Buffalo Bills, who was a Jewish guy. And he said, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? And I know you felt that way throughout this whole service, and I know all of us who were here felt that way. And my prayer for you, Noah, is that you always pay attention, that you focus, that you be where you are, that you soak up the world around you, and then you do what McDaniel said. You affect the future by your actions today. And my hope and prayer as well is that you continue to be present at Temple Beth Shalom, that you stay with us for a long time through your 12th grade year, and continue to give us the essence of Noah Cantor, which we love. And now it's my great privilege to bless you in the words of our ancients. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yuchanecha, may the light of God's face shine on you and shine through you and always be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's presence always be with you, and may you feel that presence with you. And may God bless you with joy, good health, love, and peace. And may you, Noah, be among those who bring peace to our world. Amen and Mazel Tov. We're going to take a little pause to pass out some delicious candy while we sing Eitz Chaim and dress the Torah and prepare for the next part of our service. So candy passers, we need you speedy, speedy, speedy.
Eitz Chaim hi lemachasikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar. Eitz Chaim hi lemachasikim ba Shamenu kekadem.
So as the candy is still being passed out, Noah, come stand next to me. So we have a few rules around this wonderful custom of showering our bar mitzvah with sweetness, just as he has showered us with his neshama, his sweet essence. And these are the rules, especially for you kids in the back. You're seated in a great place. Throw your candy from where you're seated. Do not run up to the bima. That's rule number 1. You can't whack him with the candy.
Max is going to.
Rule number 2 is after the bima is filled with candy, anybody under the age of 13 can come up to the bima and get all the candy you want, clean up the bima with us. The third rule, come here, is Noah gets to choose 3 shomrim, 3 guards to protect him from all this sweetness.
Chloe, Jacob Kessler, and Trey Gelman.
And the last rule is you wait till I'm off the bima. Will those who have been asked to open the ark for the second time, please come forward at this time? Okay, Cantor, good job. Go back to your seat. Thank you so much.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol la'teit gedula liotzer bereshit shelo asanu kigoyeh haratzot velo ומשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורל עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We're going to remain standing and turn to page 294 for the Kaddish. And as we think about these words of praise for God, Noah's family is remembering these special people: Natalie DeLitt, Clement DeLitt, Beatrice Young, Albert Young, Norma Feinberg, Henry Feinberg, Howard Cantor, and Muriel Cantor. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing to those of you who knew them and loved them. If there's anybody in our congregation that is in a period of mourning or observing a yortzeit at this time and you'd like to share a name with the congregation, I invite you to do so. Thank you. We think as well of the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, and Noah talked about Laszlo, a survivor, and what he's learning from their lives. They have nobody to say Kaddish for them, and so we do so today. We also mourn those Israeli soldiers who fought so that we would have a Jewish homeland, and our American soldiers who fought so that we could live in this land of liberty. And so we take them all into our hearts with our own, as together we recite these words. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yamachon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala v'yizman kari v'yamru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, Shemei d'Kudashah B'richu, Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tush b'chata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, V'chayim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimramav, Hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, Yimru. Amen. May the author of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved here, and in particular we think as well of Turkey and Syria at this time and all of those who have fallen. We think of their families and we wish for them healing, comfort, and peace. Amen. Please be seated. Noah, you're back on. This is the easy part. Now it's time to get accolades and presents and certificates. So I'm going to call up Barb Szymanski, the educator of our synagogue, to present you with these gifts.
Shabbat Shalom. Noah. I don't know that I can say anything that hasn't already been said, but you chanted beautifully, which I had no doubt would happen. Mazel tov to your whole family. I also really want to say mazel tov to Lauren and Lauren on just raising these amazing humans. I know it's not easy, and they're really just the kindest, sweetest children. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. It might get harder in the next few years, but so I realized that I have known you almost half your life. Second grade was when I met you, and you were scampering around with some of this crew back here. Yeah, JB. And yeah, we've hung out in person, we've hung out on Zoom for a full year. Saturday mornings, I would open that Zoom, and there was the Cantor family sitting in their living room, all snuggled together. It was very cute. On the floor, that's right, on the floor. Usually with the dog, I think, right? Yeah, okay. So it was so great to, have you back in the building. I can't tell you how many foundation level teachers have come up to me this week and said, I can't believe it's Noah Cantor's bar mitzvah this weekend, because they all know you and love you and remember you. So as Rabbi Pomerantz already said, please continue to be a presence here, because you will be missed if you disappear. And as we have already had this conversation, this is not the end, just the beginning. So in that vein, we have some gifts to give you to help with that. So we have for you in this, I know you're supposed to unwrap it to see what it is, but I'm going to tell you what it is. It is a Kiddush cup, so you may celebrate Shabbat at home with your very own cup. And as a bar mitzvah, you're allowed to have a little wine. Just a little. This is your very own Tanakh, your Bible, Hebrew Bible, that you can use to continue your studies. If you want to, hang out some more in my office and study Torah, bring it. We have several certificates for you. This one is the certificate of your bar mitzvah. It's so pretty. I don't know, frame it, do something with it. You don't have to frame it. But it is proof that you have become a bar mitzvah here today at Temple Beth Shalom. This signifies that an Israel bond has been purchased on the occasion of your bar mitzvah from all of us here at Temple Beth Shalom. Speaking of Israel, we have a couple of opportunities for you to go to Israel. This is part of, we hope, your teen experience. There are a couple of trips that you can take. You can go on the Alexander Muss High School in Israel program. So this, which Rabbi Pomerantz is an alumna of, this certificate gives you up to $1,000 off your tuition for that program, should you choose to go on it. We also have opportunities for you to go on it used to be called Nifty in Israel. It is now Yalla Israel. They just changed it. It's the same program. It's through the Union for Reform Judaism. They have a number of summer trips, and this certificate gives you up to $3,250 toward a trip to Israel, which is not insignificant. So go to Israel. We love Israel. This is your certificate that signifies the tree that has been planted in your honor in the state of Israel from the clergy and staff of Temple Beth Shalom. Very appropriate, coming right on the heels of Tu B'Shvat. Also, I guess appropriate that your bar mitzvah is Super Bowl weekend. Sorry the Dolphins didn't make it this year. Maybe next year. I know. It's okay. I'm a little bit of an Eagles fan, so it's okay. So these are all of our gifts to you to say Mazel Tov, and we are, did I leave them up here? Don't take them yet. But we are so proud of you. We are so happy that you are part of our community and continue to be, and now you are a man in that community, right? So Mazel Tov, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
So I know that you have looked forward to this Shabbat for probably 13 years. And it's a little bittersweet that it's over. The party continues, but the Shabbat is ending, and you have made it so sweet for all of us. We're going to do a ritual called Havdalah that separates between Shabbat and the rest of the week, but I know that we're going to take that sweetness with us into the week to come. I'm going to invite the Cantors to come up here for this ritual, and we're going to go over there. Can all please rise if you're able? Might want to sway a little.
Ya la 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 la. Baruch
custom to wish each other a Shavua Tov, a good week.
Shavua Tov, 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 Shavua Tov. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. Shavua Tov.